Coming up on Cooking Crave, we got some fast, easy recipes. That's all coming up. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne.
And we got some hamburger broning. We got some barbecues that we're making today for our viewers. So, what do we got going?
Okay.
What's in there?
Well, we're going to make a really good Sloppy Joe recipe. It'll stand up to any that's made in town.
Sounds great. Now, this is a recipe that one of my coworkers, Cindy Koffler, gave me, and my daughter Addison just loved them. We made them for her birthday party. Went over wonderful.
Yeah. She's the Sloppy Joe queen, isn't she?
She is.
Okay. What we're doing, we're starting out with 3 pounds of hamburger, and I would use at least 93% lean. I think when I purchased this, the 98% was on sale, so that's what I got. And you know, especially with Sloppy Joes, I like a lean meat, so you don't have that grease on there.
Right.
So
that's something you can certainly drain as well.
Right. Okay, so we just got that brown, and that's about ready to put in our ingredients. And there's, what did we say, 5 ingredients?
6 ingredients in the recipe.
6 ingredients. So, and I used my handy potato masher and made that really fine, so that worked out great. It calls for, I'm going to find my tablespoon here, 1 1/2 tablespoons of minced onion.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in there.
That goes a long way. That'd be very flavorful.
Yes. You know, the minced onions are very strong. I mean, a tablespoon probably is a good 1/2 cup of chopped fresh onions there too. So I would think if you really didn't have minced onions, there's no reason you couldn't use, you know, onions, your fresh onions, but I would chop them pretty fine.
Okay.
And that. So then it asks for 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. So we'll put that in there. And pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And we like pepper, so I might just add just a smidge more.
Okay.
So, and it's 1 1/2 cups ketchup.
Again, this is such an easy recipe, and it's awesome. You know, pre-make it, put it in a crock pot. If you're serving a picnic lunch for a big group of people, works out wonderful.
Yeah. And you know, and if you make the recipe, or even if you want to double the recipe, it freezes well.
Yes, it
doesn't
does.
it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that makes it nice. And then it asks for 3/4 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Okay.
And actually, our 6th ingredients besides the hamburger is 3 tablespoons of mustard.
Okay.
And there again, you can use, I have the French's yellow mustard. You have the golden mustard. I think that would be really good. It would probably give it a little bit more spicy flavoring. Mm-hmm. And that, so, must be pretty thick mustard. It's taking a lot to squeeze out of here.
Well, we'll get it in there.
Yeah, that's right. And stuff, So, I mean, you know, with something this simple, you know, you can just make it up quickly and have it. And it's great if you have a little left over, maybe you're, you know, for lunch when you come home from work or something like that. That was going to work great. I'm going to give it a little extra squirt because I didn't get that tablespoon cleaned out real well when I did the other 2. So that should equal about 3 tablespoons. And you know what's great with recipes like this? You don't have to be exact with you know, anything. So we're just going to get that mixed up here. And once we got it mixed, we're going to let that simmer a little bit just to get that going here, just to blend all the flavors in there. And you know, once you got it together, I don't think you probably need to, you can put it on low or simmer for probably 15-20 minutes. Mm-hmm. You can do a little longer if you got other things to do. Just, you know, watch that you know, it doesn't burn. So I would just keep it on low.
Yep.
And because, we started with that lean hamburger, there's no fat in here. And really when you put it on your buns, it's not gonna be dripping all over your shirt that we need a bib or something. But not that it's good enough that you wouldn't need a bib. And then when we got this mixed here, we're going to start with macaroni salad.
Okay, it's a very unusual macaroni salad.
It's got a little different twist to it.
So I'm anxious to see how that turns out.
Okay. Okay, so you can just kind of see that it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of, sauce in it, but it really is. Plenty.
Yeah, it covers well, and once it simmers, the juices get all up in there. It's very good.
So we're going to just put the lid on there, and I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And this macaroni salad, I just come across it a couple of weeks ago when we were out camping.
Okay.
Cindy Middlestad had made this, and she says, oh, she's got a new macaroni recipe, and it was really good. Like I said, it's really got a different twist to it, but it's good.
All right.
And so, okay, we start with 2 cups of, I measured 2 cups of raw noodles, and I use the rotini noodles, but you can use regular macaronis, any pasta that you have. So 2 cups uncooked pasta, and just boil it in salt water until it's soft, and drain it well. When I make a macaroni salad, any pasta salad, I usually like to do it the night before cooking my pasta, or else a couple hours earlier, and have it in the fridge, because the colder the pasta, the better I think your salad is. So.
It is, you're right.
Okay, so we've got our 2 cups cooked pasta here, and it calls for 2 cans of veg olives. Your can, so it's already cooked in that.
Yep.
So, and
it's mixed vegetables. It's
right, mixed vegetables, got everything in here. And what I did was, you want to drain it well.
Okay.
And I had actually drained this, last night, and put it in the fridge to have it nice and cold there too. So you have everything, nice and cold. And that already, you can just see the color that it gives to the salad.
Certainly.
And it says 8 strips of cooked bacon, just crumbled. So I've got that. And bacon always gives just a great flavor to, salads or anything like that. And a cup of mayonnaise, and it's a teaspoon of seasoned salt.
Oh, that's a little bit different twist as well.
Right, so I'm going to just put that in here with my mayo, and just blend that a little bit here. And so we'll get that in there.
So just another quick recipe.
Yeah.
But
and
again, a different twist with those vegetables.
It is. And we're going to use French fried onions in here.
Oh, get a little bit of a crunch as well.
Yep, it really does. So it says a can of French fried onions, and about your medium size, smaller can. So that's probably about 2 cups.
Okay.
We're going to just mix this, and then we're going to add half of that French fried onions in here. And then the rest we're going to use for a garnish, on top.
Sure.
So makes it really nice. I like mixing with my spatula. You get everything scraped in there, and you can see that just that cup of mayonnaise is all that you need. And you can use mayo, you can use Miracle Whip, it's the salad dressing, whichever you prefer.
Sure.
So you can see there is a nice amount of dressing in it.
Okay.
And that's why you want your vegetables drained really well, and that so it doesn't get too juicy and stuff. So we're going to just add, like I said, about half of that there in there, and stir that up.
And did Cindy say where she came upon this recipe? Had she tasted it before, or she just thought it was unusual and had to try it?
Well, she had made it before. She actually went on cooks.com.
Okay.
And she finds a lot of good recipes on there. Just go on the computer, and it's just cooks.com, and you can just about come up with anything or whatever. And there's so many recipes out there, and it's just fun to find something different.
Sure.
Okay, we've got that mixed well. So I'm going to just put it in and transfer it to another bowl. It was something that I thought, well, it's a little different, and I wasn't so sure, Ron was going to like it that well, but he really did. And it went over very well at, out camping. We've come up with so many neat recipes, different things to make when we go camping. There's this, just a fun group, and I think we all try to outcook each other, and
Well, we should
makes
probably
it fun.
have a cookout at the campsite one day.
Right. Over a Memorial weekend, there was 9 couples, and we just, for breakfast, it's just unreal what we can put together. And your brother Kevin and his, was out there, and they were just a few campers over, and he comes over and he fills a plate, and he comes back to his campsite, and they said, "Where'd you get all that?" He said, "I was over at Perkins." So that was fun. So here we are, and just garnishing that with the rest of the French fried onions. It makes a great looking salad.
It does. Now, is this something that you need to chill? Obviously you've chilled everything beforehand. It's probably ready to serve, but do we need to refrigerate it all before serving?
It would be ready to go because everything's, chilled well and is set. But, you can put it in the fridge until, if you weren't going to serve it just immediately, you're getting other things ready, I would put it in the fridge just because of the mayo in it.
Certainly.
Okay, so we're going to set that aside, and let's just see how our Sloppy Joe mix is.
Well, that is browning up. It has a great smell going.
Doesn't it? Okay, let's put a little bit of that mixture on a bun here.
And Sloppy Joe's is another one. You could have garnishes on the side. People like cheese, pickles,
Right.
you garnish how you want to taste it.
Yeah.
Kind of just set out a little buffet. Works great. And
And summer is great, with watermelon and that. So, you can always, have something a little extra here with that. So let's put a little bit of our macaroni salad on here. And I just love the different colors in there with those mixed vegetables.
yeah,
just
it
gives
looks amazing.
a little different twist to it all. And I really like French fried onions. They're always great. So
It adds so much flavor to that.
Okay.
Well, we're ready to go. And again, we want to thank Cindy Middlestat for helping us
Anita.
with their recipe for the salad. And Cindy Koffler, one of my coworkers, for giving us our Sloppy Joe recipe. Just quick, easy meals that doesn't take a lot of time.
But it's
and
good.
wonderful.
That's correct.
To get these recipes, please go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com, and please submit your recipe for us to cook for you on Cooking Crave. Thank you so much. The Workshop is our sponsor, and have a great day.